Hi guys, welcome to Chakra Sessions. I'm your host, Holly Jo Labbé, and here we are at the end of June. It's hard to believe it, but here we are. We are in summer and we are basically halfway through this year already. So I'm going to welcome, of course, Rob to the broadcast with What'd You Know, Polly Joe. Always love to see that. Love to see that to get the energy started. So today's session, hi Margaret, nice to see you. Good to have you in the house. Today's chakra session is all about your aura. And we kind of take our aura for granted most of the time because, we have a sense that it might be around us, or we have a sense that we have a personal bubble that kind of keeps people separate from us. But lots of times we don't realize we're having trouble with our aura until we actually start to have illness. And then we still might not know that it has anything to do with our aura. Or we might feel like people are constantly stepping into our personal space. They are invading our personal bubble. They have no boundaries. And generally that's true, but it's also true that they can't step in if we have a solid boundary, which is what our aura will provide for us. Hi, Jill. Welcome to the show. Glad to see you're in the house today. So the aura is like super duper important. Because it's our force field. I think about all of these Star movies, Star Trek and Star Wars, and, all the ships have these force fields and they can handle, certain things being thrown at them, energy being shot at them, as it were. And, each time they get a hit, their force fields go down by a percentage. Right? And it's true for us too. Our aura is it operates the exact same way. And each time we get an energetic hit, our shield of protection kind of drops for a moment. So even if, that is a problem, we can learn how to reboot it and to fix it. So Rob is saying that the video is frozen and he's at work, so he'll catch it in the archives. If you guys are listening or watching, could you let me know if it is frozen as well? Because, I never know if it's on my end or if it's on your end. So if you guys could let me know. So you're saying it is 2. You did all the reset stuff. All right, so... let me see. Let me reach out to Neshi and see what I can do on my side. I'm going to check my video and see how it's doing. So hang out. Margaret's saying hers is fine. I'm going to check mine too to just see. So, you know how sometimes these things have a way of showing up. And unfortunately, the way this technology works, it's hard to know on my end whether it's frozen or if it's actually moving. So mine is showing that it's working. So I'm going to hold space that you guys are doing okay. So interesting. I always find it interesting when somebody has a glitch and they can't hear and they can't see because sometimes we're in resistance. Okay, Mary Ellen, thank you. Sometimes we're in resistance to what's being said in the moment, and sometimes we have to work through some stuff. At least that's how I perceive it. When people have difficulty getting to a class, they get lost and whatnot, it's that they're fighting their ego to actually be able to show up for the information that their soul wants them to learn. So today about the aura is all about, your force field, your layer of protection. And I don't mean it in terms of, shielding against negative, bad people or things like that, though it does work for that. But it's also our layer protection. We don't feel bad about our skin protecting us, from harmful things getting into our body. And our aura is the same exact way. It's protecting us. And our immune system is very tied into our aura. So when we're having sickness, we have some kind of weakness in our auric layer. And maybe it's easiest to visualize when we think about the earth. We all know about the earth's ozone layers. That's her aura. So we've done a lot of damage to the layers of her aura, to her ozone layers. And you see what the repercussions are. The fact that, the sun is coming in more fully, more directly, and causing difficulties like skin cancer and things like that. It's the polar, we're having the polar ice caps are melting at a faster rate. And so that whole thing about global warming is all about the Earth's aura needing to be repaired. So if we can see how that aura for her has such big consequences for her energy system, just imagine what ours has for us. So it has the same impact. So when people are having a lot of illness or multiple types of things going wrong, they've got some tearing or some holes or some, sponginess that is happening in their auric layers. So hello, Rosalind. Nice to see you. Glad you're in the house. Jill is saying, so maybe it's a bike ride today instead. And I have a feeling that that is true for Jill, because she will work on her clearing her aura in her own way, I do believe. So as we, kind of move through our, we've been working on our whole chakra system. As we're doing that, we forget that there's that the chakras are inside of us and they're working through our body, but then there's their aura that's protecting us, that's surrounding us. And it's all part of the same energy system. So, when we work on our car, we spend a lot of time working on the engine to make sure it runs efficiently. But it is not going to have any bearing on us if we don't have the whole car. If we don't have doors, if we don't have a roof, yeah, that can work sometimes, but it doesn't protect us from the elements, right? So we need the whole car functioning, not just the engine. Oh, hello, Neshi. Nice to see you in the house. Hi, Jim. Jim is my dad. So hi, Dad. Nice to see you are visiting me live today. So the aura is, it is the same thing energetically as our immune system. So we really want to have our immune system nice, strong, and tight so that we don't get sick. And so that we can keep other people's energy away from us. We don't need to absorb it and feel depleted whenever we're around people, because things like chronic fatigue syndrome, right? They don't really know what's going on with that. But when we look at chronic fatigue syndrome from an energetic standpoint, I always, at least in the, 30-something cases that I've seen, it's happened every time so far, is that when somebody has chronic fatigue syndrome, they have tears, very large tears in their aura, and usually all in the back. They have some in the front as well, but in the back, it's really torn open. And so then all of the energy coming from the environment is going right through all the layers of protection and getting right to the skin and right into the body. And it's being absorbed into the spinal column. And then when that energy is absorbed into the spinal column, it spreads out to all the organs. And it takes a toll on your adrenals. It takes a toll on your lymphatic system. And everything starts to run slower, because it's saturated with all of this extra energy that doesn't belong there. And even if you have healing work done, if you're not having your aura repaired, you will feel depleted again and again and again, because you need to boost your aura. You need to boost your immune system. The same is true for people with fibromyalgia and for Lyme disease. Those all occur when we have difficulties with our immune system. And everybody knows about things like cancer and that type of thing. But all of that is, you've got leaky boundaries in your personal bubble, in your aura, and surrounding all of your energy system. So basically you need to redo the outside of your vehicle for this human body that you're in. Oh, perfect. Neshi is reminding everybody. She's so good at helping me with this. So she just loved and shared the show because there's some awesome info being shared. So thank you guys. If you could like or love the show and share it on your pages, it will help us reach more people. The more likes, the more comments, the more we share, the more the broadcast shows up in people's news feeds, and it allows us to reach more people. And those of you who know me well or have watched me a few times, my mission, my personal mission, part of my soul's journey, is to heal the healers. And so to do that, I send healing out and information out to everyone, hoping that it reaches the right person each time, the person who is needing it. So you never know. So by just liking and sharing it, you can get it out to someone who maybe needed to see it today. And isn't it great to be the messenger of good health and good wellness for someone else? I think it's so cool how we can use the algorithms and the internet to actually reach more people and to be able to be more successful in our healing practices, because we're really getting out there. And I thank Star Nations and Be Live TV for having this platform that makes it nice and easy for us to get the word out. And if you haven't tapped into Star Nations magazine, speaking of a wealth of information, this month's edition is now out and available. I'm sure Neshi will type it in for me in a moment, but it's available at starnations.org. And the magazine is just fabulous. I did a 2-part series on what's happening to our energy body as the earth is going through its ascension process, and how we can deal with that, and what some of the symptoms are that you may have as the vibration kind of shifts on the planet, and ways to take care of it. So, it might be worth a read for you. It was fun to channel write that as it came through. So going back to our aura and our immune system, really you start to notice, I find that more people notice. Oh, there we go, Neshi. Thank you. That's how we get a copy of Star Nations magazine. And every year there's a free copy too, which is really, really cool, that you can tap into. But this is a nice, easy way to do it. You can get it in a downloadable copy. I'm somebody who likes it, in my hand, so you can order it that way as well. So when we're talking about the aura, most people are going to notice not that they've gotten sick, I mean, that's like later when you start getting sick and there's nothing, nothing that, works for it. You go to the doctor and they can't seem to find anything wrong with you, right? And I've had this happen a number of times throughout my life. And that happens if you're empathic. We tend to absorb a lot of energy from other people. And when we do that, we can feel depleted. And we can have pain and all sorts of things because we have too much energy clogging that area. And when I didn't know anything about my aura or my chakras, it was frustrating because I knew intrinsically something was wrong. And I was waiting and waiting for the doctors to find out what it was. And, they were stumped. What did they do? They gave you medicine for the pain and they send you home. And you start to feel a little crazy, because you could tell something's wrong. But a lot of times we start to know things are wrong because we start getting exhausted around other people. That they ask for a lot and we don't know how to say no. Or there's certain people that you talk to on the phone and you're absolutely depleted when you talk to them. I have somebody who, I, know sort of, knew really well, but now we haven't seen each other in a long time. And every time we talk on the phone, I'm totally wiped out and depleted. And even now, when I have skills, it's really hard. I have to really cut the conversation to about 10 minutes because after that, I can feel the energy being sucked out of me. And I think we've all had situations where we've been in that, going to this place can make us feel this way. Dealing with that person can make us feel that way. And those are all times when our aura is slightly compromised. So if I know that I'm going to have a conversation with this person, I spend, a few days rebooting and charging and stretching and holding my aura tight so that I can make it 10, 15 minutes without having a major depletion happen. Because when you're empathic, you are meant to pick up information. It's how we work to heal. It gives us an extra sense as we're, reading our environment. And so we need to be able to pick up that information we used to use it for our safety. We would feel that there was a predator out there, or we would sense, where there was food. And when we didn't have as much communication, if you can imagine that, you had to pick stuff up just from the energy, like animals do, right? But animals, when they pick up that energy, after they do, you see them shake it all off. Deer and we see a lot of deer around here. So I see the deer do it all the time. They perk up and they're really alert and they're paying attention, and then they kind of shake it off. And dogs are really good at shaking the energy off too. But we don't do that any longer. And so we need to take some steps to improve our aura and build it up. So one of the things I wanted to share with you is essential oils work fabulous for helping train your energy body to do what it's meant to do and start to repair itself from the inside out. And a couple of my favorites, if you use full strength essential oils, the go-to is always frankincense. And, I'm a huge advocate that you use only certified therapeutic grade quality essential oils. Other ones aren't necessarily safe for you to be using. I won't go into the politics around that, but trust me, from a vibrational standpoint, You want the frankincense that's vibrating at the highest frequency. So frankincense can work really well. If you are somebody who uses the doTERRA brand, doTERRA On Guard is another one that is fabulous at, working on the aura. And if you use Young Living brand, Thieves, I believe, is the equivalent to On Guard. And it works as well. There's a slight variation in the vibration. I can't tell you quite what it is, but I prefer On Guard personally. But for the ones that I've channeled, I have two. I have one that's specific for the immune support. So these are the Trinity Healing blends that you can get on trinityhealingsanctuaries.com. And the one for the immune support is when you already are having physical symptoms. So if you're already having a bunch of things that are going wrong and you're not really sure why, and the doctors aren't really sure why, that's the one that you want, because it's already in the physical part of your body and it's already saturated in. So you want to start to push it back outwards. So the immune support works from the inside out. Then the auric blend, this is the other one. The auric blend starts right outside your body and just works on the aura. So they work in a similar fashion, but it's just a matter of whether you're already feeling physical symptoms, then you want the immune support. And if you aren't having physical symptoms, then you want to use the auric blend. And these you just put on 1 or 2 times a day, depending on how severe your repairing needs to be. But this will help you train your energy body. Essential oils train your energy body to remember how to heal itself, because we throw so much information and so much stimulation into our energy body that it kind of freezes, And so when it freezes, then, it's not doing its job. And so it's reminding it, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do to help heal myself. Because we have a lot of environmental stressors that go on. There's a lot of toxins in the air. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of, overstimulation from computers and from our phones and even just people driving around. We can get way too much stimulation, and that can make it difficult for our aura to, fully function the way it's meant to. So giving your body some extra support using some essential oils is really great to help with that. And the other thing you can always use is you can get a brand new clear quartz crystal, and you can ask the crystal to help you boost your aura. And you want a brand new one because you want to create a contract and an agreement with that crystal that is how it is going to function for you. You can't change the rules on the crystal. It can only be used for that thing. So if you're asking a crystal to clear negative energy, you can't then ask it to do your aura. Think about when you're giving too many jobs to do at once, then each job you do a little bit less well. So we want the crystal to just focus on the one thing. So some people will wear like a clear quartz pendant, like a necklace, and ask that it boosts their aura or ask that it cleared negative energy, but it can only do that one thing. So just be mindful of that, because I've seen that happen a few times where you're asking the crystal to do way too much stuff. And it doesn't work well when we do that. So we're about to do our meditation, and in the meditation, we're going to balance our chakras first just to make sure our engine is running accurately. And then we're going to repair the layers of our aura. We normally do this in our meditations anyways, because I have been guided to do that each time. But we're going to spend a little extra time on the auric layers focusing on each one in particular so that you can get a good read and a good sense or a feel, however you perceive your energy, and see what needs help, if that makes sense. All right, so first things first, we're going to make sure that our legs and our arms are uncrossed. And you want to get comfortable, in your how you're sitting or laying down. And you're going to hear me make clearing noises because that's part of the process. And that's me just clearing energy for the entire group as we go through this healing. So we're going to begin by calling in the divine however you perceive it. Whether you connect through God or Goddess or all that is, Creator, oneness, consciousness, Great Spirit. And just connect to the divine in your unique way, for we each have our own path. Yeah. No right and no wrong. And we're going to ask the divine to surround and protect us in a bubble of infinite love and infinite light. Yeah. And you might want a second bubble protecting you, the room that you're in, just to give you a little more comfort, a little more peace. Yeah. And we set the intention that this healing and meditation is for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves. Yeah. And we invite in our spiritual team, our angels, our guides, our ancestors, our animals, yeah, our master teachers. And I encourage you to invite in your entire spiritual team, whether you know them or not. Yeah. So that the highest, fullest, and brightest vibration of divine energy can be present with you in this moment. Yeah. 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 Now we invite the divine energy to come in through the top of our head, through the crown, and just begin clearing away any distracted thoughts, ideas, beliefs, or patterns. Yeah. Any information we may have swirling around. Yeah. 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 And really allow your energy and your focus to come back into this moment, letting go of all the things from the past that are distracting or spinning in your head, and all the things that you're worrying about in the future. Yeah. 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 Really make room for your third eye to clear and come back into balance, into harmony.
Yeah.
So that your perception can have clarity, that your third eye can work in tandem with all of your senses.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And even allowing your sinuses to clear.
Yeah.
And opening up your ears and the pathway of open communication with yourself, your higher self and your soul, but also with others,
Yeah.
including your spiritual team, so that you can be fully heard and you can fully hear others as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And clearing the energy in your throat,
Yeah.
making space for your authentic truth to be spoken gently, lovingly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Which then allows others to do the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Releasing all the stress and the tension that you're carrying in the back of your neck,
Yeah.
and on the top of your shoulders, all the burdens that you carry for others,
Yeah.
and all the burdens you've placed upon yourself.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And bringing the energy into your heart and your lungs.
Yeah.
Really feeling all the places in your heart where you've held on to grief and sadness or disappointment. And just allowing that energy to dissolve in this moment.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Giving yourself more space to breathe life fully.
Yeah.
And allowing the spine to feel fully supported
Yeah.
by the divine, by you, by others.
Yeah.
And then moving into the belly and allowing the divine energy to release and dissolve any frustration, any anger, any fear, any anxiety.
Yeah.
a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
Any ways that you are squeezing your self-confidence, your self-worth, or your self-esteem. Sending love and healing to your inner critic.
Yeah.
Releasing any energy around being forceful with other people or with ourselves.
Yeah.
Releasing any judgment, shame, blame, guilt, even doubt.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And moving down into our lower belly,
Yeah.
into our second chakra, right below the belly button. Releasing any emotions that we've held on to, afraid to feel them fully.
Yeah.
And bringing our emotional flow back into harmony so that we may feel all of our emotions fully,
Yeah.
but also so we may be in the ebb and flow of giving and receiving in all of our relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. Joy. Yeah. Joy. Yeah.
And releasing any toxins that we may have, any addiction energy, any old abuse energy that we may be carrying for ourselves, for others.
Yeah. Yeah.
Understanding that these put a strain on our energy system to continue to carry them so fully.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And as the energy moves through our hips and the pelvic floor, we have it connect to our first chakra just below our tailbone.
Yeah.
Clearing any energy we have around money and finances, about our safety, about our sense of security, and any of the primal needs like food, water, and shelter that have ever been strained in that area. And breathing them back into balance. And allowing your energy to gently move down
Yeah. Yeah.
as it moves down, allowing it to go down our legs and to begin to connect with the earth itself. Whether we experience that as a cord of connection, like a giant umbilical cord connecting to the heart of the earth, or whether we experience ourselves as a giant tree with multiple roots that go deep within the earth and all of its layers.
Yeah.
Just bringing our energy down and anchoring it fully. And feeling the cord or the roots go down past all the layers of the earth, past rocks and crystals, past dinosaur bones or ancient civilizations, all the way down to that very molten lava center.
Yeah.
And either imagine yourself anchoring here by wrapping around a tree root or a crystal, or you may even imagine your roots wrapping the entire heart, the whole center, like a giant net.
Yeah.
Now I invite you to call the earth energy, the original creation energy that resides in the deepest belly, to come up through your cords and your roots and begin to fill and repair all of the places where you have released energy.
Yeah.
Bringing filling and healing into all of those nooks and crannies. And as it begins to come up through your ankles and your legs, just giving you a nice firm foundation filled with love and divine energy.
Yeah.
And as it comes up into your knees and into your thighs and begins to transition into your hips, just imagine it filling your entire pelvic floor like a giant bowl, so that anytime you are in need of extra energy, you can tap into that bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then allowing the energy to come all the way up through your whole torso, your whole belly, filling all of your organs that work so hard within your body.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And now calling the energy up into your heart. And imagine in the center of your heart there is a holy grail, your life force. Just allow that cup to fill,
Yeah.
expanding your heart to hold even more love, compassion, forgiveness, understanding.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And as the cup overflows, allow it to run down your arms and into your hands. There's healing in each thing that you touch and embrace.
Yeah.
And call the energy up through your throat, through the back of your neck, your entire spinal column.
Yeah.
And call it up through your head, through the skull. And now when it reaches the top of your head, allow it to begin to overflow like a giant fountain. And as it does, it is going to begin to fill and repair the first layer of your aura. You may feel that as water dripping over you, almost thicker like honey. So take a moment to check in with your physical layer of your aura. Notice in front of you if you feel any tears or any spots where energy is leaking. Ask that more healing be sent there. Check behind you, remembering it is above your head and behind your spine and your back. Maybe you need a little extra behind your heart or behind your low back or your neck.
Yeah.
And now check your aura on either side of you. Often we miss those spots, which often get zinged by the throat or the rib cage area.
Yeah.
And check above your head and below your feet. Now let's do the same in the second layer of our aura, the emotional layer of our aura. Asking that it be filled in front, behind, on either side, above and below, in each direction. Allowing any tears and holes to be repaired.
Yeah.
Releasing any energy in the aura that does not belong there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now moving out into the third layer of the aura, into the mental thinking, thought process layer. Once again, checking in front and behind. This layer often has tears behind the heart, behind the throat, and behind the tailbone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in the front, often near the rib cage or the heart.
Yeah.
And often along the belly.
Yeah.
But also checking on either side and above or below you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now moving out into the spiritual layer of the aura.
Yeah.
Really making sure it's clean and clear
Yeah.
in each direction. And just setting the intention that the healing continue through our past lives, through any karma that we may have, Just really allowing the energy to stretch and clear and expand in any direction that it is needed.
Yeah.
Just take a couple of deep breaths now and begin to bring your focus and your energy back to your physical body. Feeling the bones of your body, the weight of your muscles.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Notice any sounds or smells or around you that you may be hearing, experiencing.
Yeah.
And allow your meditation to gently dissolve. Good job, guys. There's a lot of work going on, especially in the emotional layer of the aura. There was quite a bit in there. So this is a healing that you can do on a regular basis. Every Wednesday night when we do our healing, we in the Soul Connection show at 7 p.m., we check in with our soul and we do the healing. And as we do the chakras and we clear the chakras, we then do the aura. So as you're doing the clearing, just know that we can begin to repair those layers of your aura. And the more you do it, the stronger your energy body, the more you're able to hold energy, and the more you're able to feel like yourself, I guess is the best way to put that. So Neshi is reminding me that the website for my services and products is trinityhealingsanctuaries.com. That's where you're going to get the auric blend or the immune support. These are great. I use the auric blend quite often as a practitioner. So for healers who work with other people, sometimes we get drained by other people. There's a whole kit that we call the practitioner kit, and the auric blend is in there. We have one to keep you grounded, one to clear the energy that you move through, the energy detox, one to help boost your aura, one to help you remember to have a protective shield, and one to keep your chakras in balance. So the practitioner kit is just something that a number of people who work with clients, those are ones we use. Those are the 5 big ones we use every day that we work with other people, just to remind our energy to stay our energy and not commingle with somebody else's. So, for example, you heard me clearing your energy. If I, and my energy too, was all of our community's energy, and not just people who are present right now listening live. It is for all the future people who are going to watch this broadcast that we were clearing as well. So if I did not have a good separation, I would absorb all of your energy and it would be depleting. I would be exhausted doing the healing work that I do. Because I can do multiple people at the same time, hundreds actually. And so maybe even more than that, my guides are saying. So if you didn't have your aura and the boundary of that clean and clear, you would get confused between what's your energy and what belongs to something else or someone else. So I hope you enjoyed the healing. So remember that we are just an energy body. And I always am amazed that we take better care of our cars than we do of ourselves, right? We get we fill it with fuel and fluids. We change the oil, we put air in the tires, and we get physical. For ourselves, all we do maybe is get a physical. But doing these energy healings, these meditations, even if you can't do them on a weekly basis, if you do them on a regular basis, you are giving yourself that, you're checking the tires and you're making sure that everything's working well. So when we do that on a regular basis, when something is up, when something feels off, we know it really quickly. So it doesn't fester for a long period of time. And that's one of the things that happens to people, is that we're so out of sync with our body and communicating with our body, that we don't realize something is wrong until we're actually fully sick. I have, my more regular clients, they call me when they don't feel quite right. They don't know why, but they just don't feel quite right. And we take care of it then before they actually get sick, if that makes sense. So, yes, that was so thank you, Neshi. That was a great healing meditation. Thank you. The info also brings another perspective and enmeshment. Whose energy is whose if there are no boundaries or an unhealthy org field? Exactly. And, this all ties into the energy of codependence, because we become used to being entangled in someone else's energy. And we all do codependent things. That's part of being here, to work together on the planet, is how to work together without becoming, entangled in each other's energy. And actually, that's quite a good segue, because my article coming up for the July issue, that'll come out around July 10th of Star Nations magazine, that one is all about the energy of independence, how we hold our own energy field, and how we can be together, working together, but not energetically dependent on someone else's energy. When people talk about needing someone else to complete them, that is not true. That is when you are feeding energetically and don't have strong boundaries. So, as you learn to build your aura, you learn to build boundaries, you learn to say no when you mean no, and you learn to say yes when you mean yes. All of those things start to help you to be healthier. Believe it or not, on a physical level, on an emotional level, on even like with your mental thought process, let alone on a spiritual level, when we are able to have healthy boundaries in all of our relationships and around our own energy body, then other people are more comfortable with us as well. As we're not just more comfortable with them, but they're comfortable with us because we get to be ourselves. And isn't that what we're all, sort of looking for? So as we bring today's show to a close, I'm going to remind you that tomorrow, the show is not at 7 p.m. Tomorrow's Soul Connection show is at noon again, Eastern Standard Time, because it is the full moon. And I have not figured out a way yet to broadcast while doing the full moon and the healer share here at Trinity Healing Sanctuary. I'm sure some of my techies will help me out and find a way for me to be in two places at once. But at the moment, this was our best solution. So tomorrow I will see you guys again at noon. And remember, with the healing there, I will do card draws. And if you can't be with me live, feel free to ask for a card ahead of time. Send me a message and I will pull a card for you in the broadcast. All right. And for you guys, Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow, either in person or here at Star Nations. Bye, guys.